Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you
Good.
today?
It's Friday the 13th.
It's Friday the 13th. This
Yeah.
is my lucky day. It's going to be a great
I know it is.
day.
I've got some things I've been waiting on that need to happen
Oh,
today.
yeah.
So there we go. That's a good
It's
thing.
going to happen today.
And
today's the day.
It's a good day financially, too, because we're going to talk to Jordan Goodman, America's money answers man. He's got all the answers out there. Smart dude. I enjoy talking to him. Going to chat a little bit about credit cards because a lot of people racked up credit card debts at Christmas time. So he's got some advice that we're excited to hear. Did you know a British university study discovered that men can suffer from postnatal depression? So like after a baby is born, the husband can have depression?
Well,
I think it's usually when the hospital bill shows up, so I'm pretty sure.
either that or it's because it's going to be a while before anything happens due to the stitches in the
That could
lower
be.
end of the female.
That might be it, too. I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't explain what's going on. This is interesting, too. Dr. Seuss, also known as Theodore Geisel, that was his real name. He was caught drinking gin in his dorm room during Prohibition, so he adopted the pen name Seuss to cover it up. How does that cover it up? So he gave the cops a fake name? I don't understand
I don't
that.
know. Whatever.
Right. Anyway, Dr. Seuss was a partier.
I would have. I could have told you that just by reading his books. You're clearly
All ginned up while he was
clearly
working
on
those.
something.
Hey, some of those are really cool. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, January the 13th. It's Friday the 13th. It's also...
I love Friday the 13th.
I know. It's also Blame Someone Else Day, so that this is the day that you pawn off everything to somebody else. It wasn't me. It's Heidi Small. That's who did it. Blame her. It's probably her fault. It's also Make Your Dreams Come True Day.
That's a good day.
That is a good day. It is National Sticker Day, and it is National Public Radio Broadcasting Day. So, a lot of interesting things going on today. I'm going to celebrate by blaming someone else.
I used to love stickers. I had a whole sticker collection, and I loved the scratch and sniff stickers.
You know, I never really quite understood the whole scratch and
Oh,
sniff.
they were amazing. My
was-
favorite one was the popcorn one. Smelled just like popcorn.
Did it really?
So cool.
See, I never thought any of them smelled right.
Oh.
I was like, mine kind of smells like ink. Maybe mine were just regular stickers.
Probably.
These things are broken. No, those aren't even regular scratch and sniffs. You're an idiot, John. Sit in the corner. All right. Coming up, we got some more fun stuff on this Friday the 13th.
John and Heidi.
It's a new year, and many have made resolutions. Have you? If your resolution is to quit smoking, I want to help. This is one of the biggest resolutions every year. I met a hypnotist that's been able to help people with this one. He can send you a Stop Smoking Hypnosis CD program that you just listen to, and it's designed to help you quit smoking. It's available at a discount for our listeners right now at radiosavings.com. Get the tobacco-free CD program for just $40. That offer is available right now at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A busy mom from California is introducing a controversial new method of potty training, the kitty litter box.
I heard about this. This is disturbing.
It's kind of weird. Mia Douglin, she has a system that uses the latest technology in cat litter boxes. It's a 3-box system. And Maya says that kids just seem to love using it. Critics say the concept of children using litter boxes is inhumane, but Maya disagrees. She says it's a big help for harried parents and gets kids on the right track for potty training in the future.
I think this is just really messed up.
So why would you have them go in a litter box?
Right,
why not put like a little
then
toilet?
later on you have to teach them how to go in a toilet unless their whole lives are going to go in a litter box.
And
that makes no sense to me.
What
I
would
just
make-
don't get it.
What would make sense is a little mini toilet, that they could sit on a little
Which
mini
is
toilet.
how potty training is done
Yeah,
already.
that makes sense, but like a litter box, that makes no sense. It does remind me of a story that Charlie told us. I still think it's funny, and I don't know that this is true. We heard it on Tuesdays with Charlie, so only about a 7% chance it's accurate. But he said that George Clooney used to have a roommate, and he would wake up early and clean up the litter box. He did this for like a week, cleaned up the litter box, took all the stuff out of it. And the roommate was saying, I'm really concerned because my cat hasn't gone to the bathroom for like a week. And then the next morning, George Clooney went to the bathroom in a litter box, so there was a gigantic, and he, I think that's a funny prank right there. I think, I have no clue if it's true, but Charlie said it was, so you know it is. And
it doesn't surprise me with Clooney.
No, I can see.
He probably still uses
I can see Charlie do that too. I think that's kind of funny. Anyway, this young lady out in California, what do you think of that? Litter box for kids.
Bizarre.
I think it's kind of weird, but you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Beer and boats, not a great combination. John Hardy and Kevin Taylor tried to steal a boat. It was a nice one, 40-foot long, worth about $110,000. That's quite a boat right there. Unfortunately, it sounds like neither one of them qualified for a captain's license. They managed to catch the engine on fire before the boat even got out of the water, really.
How do you catch an engine on fire?
Then in their beer-induced frenzy, instead of trying to get away, they set off flares hoping to be rescued, even though they were only 30 feet from shore. They were rescued, by the way, by the police officers who were coming to check on a stolen boat. And they found it with these two knuckleheads in it, shooting off flares, trying to get help. So
maybe that's how they caught the engine on fire.
I'm not exactly sure how you would catch the engine on fire.
I don't know.
I've been in many, many boats over my 40. How many years old am I? 42, 41?
41.
41 years.
41.
A lot of boats. Never once have I caught the engine on fire. Although one time I was in a boat when they put the boat motor on and they didn't tighten it up enough, and they pulled the cord and the motor started and then fell right in the water.
Oh.
That was interesting. It only ran for a short while and then died underwater. So, yeah, that's not good. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. How do you make the experience of getting a tattoo as painful as possible?
I don't know.
Well, here's how. This is going on in New Mexico. 22-year-old Robert Glasser and Joey Acosta thought it'd be cool to get life-size tattoos of guns apparently tattooed on them.
Okay.
But not trusting the tattoo artist to get it right, they tried to trace the outline of the gun, a .357 caliber Magnum, on themselves as a guide. Guess what? The gun was loaded.
And it went off.
It went off, shot him in the hand, and also in the left arm. Injuries were not life-threatening, but very, very embarrassing. So how did you shoot yourself? Well, I was going to get a tattoo of a gun. So I'm assuming it was when they were tracing around the trigger.
Probably.
Don't do that. That is just not a smart idea.
Gun safety is so
It is.
important.
Very important. My wife over here, she's a very proud gun owner, and she's probably packing right now, as a matter of fact. Don't want to mess with Heidi. But you're very, what do you call it, where you behave and do all the, what do you call that?
Safety conscious.
Responsible was the word I was looking for.
Very responsible gun owner.
Very responsible, yes, that's the one.
I have safes hidden all over my house.
Yeah.
I have one in almost every...
Guns all over
one
the
in the
place.
kitchen, I have one in the living room, one in the bedroom.
In the bathroom, just in case. What do you got going
You
on
are
here?
never more vulnerable than you are in the bathroom. That's not a bad idea.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
The scoop of the day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Just off the North Sea coast, German island of Langengoog found itself completely invaded with multicolored plastic eggs. Children thought it was pretty darn cool. No, here's what happened. Der Spiegel reports that police suspect the eggs came from a freightliner that lost some cargo during an intense storm. Local mayor Uwe Gerels soon allowed the town's local kids to go and pick up the toys. There's just one problem for the German children who received them. All the stuff that was on them was written in Russian. So they're like, I have no idea what it says. I'm assuming maybe Happy Easter, but we don't know. Whatever it is, it's cool. Hey, Maybelline.
Why does it matter what was written on them? They're just eggs.
I know.
Why do you care what they say? Was there toys inside?
They were trying to figure out if, I think originally, if like this was some sort of clever espionage or terrorist attempt to, invade you with plastic eggs.
That's the way to do it.
Sneak them in one way or another. Maybelline has their first ever male model for mascara, Danny Gutierrez. He is a male mascara model. You put that on a resume.
You know what? There are some things that are only for women, and there are some things that are only for men.
Oh, Heidi, come on, live in today.
It's ridiculous.
Danny wants to wear his mascara. Don't make him cry and run his mascara down his cheeks.
Okay, whatever. He can do that in private when nobody's looking in his bedroom with the shades drawn.
But Maybelline is trying to get this to catch on. So they're going, hey, let's have a male model.
Do his Silence of the Lambs thing in private. You don't need to be on the cover of a magazine.
All right. Hey, among the more unique things seen at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas is a new thing, shoes with built-in vacuum cleaners.
Why would you
so
need
you
that?
Can walk around the house and clean things up. Built-in vacuum. I don't think that's going to catch on.
No, probably not.
CEO of T-Mobile says a merger with Sprint is a possibility. So that would be kind of a cool thing. So they say merger, but I think what that really means is T-Mobile is going to be purchased by Sprint. Because Sprint is quite a bit bigger than T-Mobile.
I don't know. I don't pay any attention to those things.
I've seen the little maps and whatnot. In the maps, they are the pink dots, and then the yellow dots are the Sprint dots. So, I don't know. Interesting. 59-year-old homeless man faces arson charges after police say he lit his underwear on fire in the bathroom of a busy Starbucks in Florida. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
But that's what happened. So, arson charges for lighting his underwear on fire.
I wonder what in the world he was up to there. It's not like he needed to stay warm in the bathroom.
I have no idea. I can only think of one reason that you'd be, lighting things down in that neighborhood if he was trying to toot and light his own, toots or whatever. I don't know.
Toots.
Yeah.
You can say fart on the radio.
Hey, I don't want to say that kind of stuff. This is a family program. According to research at the Rush University Medical Center, middle-aged people with high abdominal fat are 3.6 times as likely to suffer from memory loss and dementia later on in life. What was I saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've kind of got that covered.
That's good. Then you'll forget how fat you are.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that explains a lot. That's why you see people who shouldn't be wearing things that they shouldn't be wearing.
I had no clue.
Really? I'm overweight? Had no clue. Ask anyone coming down from the high of one too many cups of coffee, and they'll tell you the headaches from caffeine withdrawal can drive you crazy. Have you ever done that?
I haven't. I don't drink enough to where I get headaches from it.
I've had it where I drink coffee for a long, long time, and then I don't drink coffee for a few days, and I'll get a caffeine headache.
I don't have problems with that.
Well, it happens so much so that Psychiatric Bibles, the DSM-5, has named caffeine withdrawal as an actual mental disorder. Oh, great. Now, I'm a mental case.
Yeah, I don't have that issue.
What qualifies caffeine withdrawal as a mental disorder? It's more than just the splitting headache and irritability. Caffeine withdrawal becomes a mental illness when it gets to the point where it actually interferes with your daily life. So if you got to call in sick from work because you're like, hey, I can't come in.
I haven't had my coffee.
I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm sorry.
That's ridiculous.
And I know that's where I get my coffee, so we're going to have this little catch-22. You bring me some coffee, I'll come see you at work. How's that sound? All right, there you go. A couple of fun things for you on our Scoop of the Day on a Friday.
John and Heidi.
Radio advertising works. When it's done right, it works even better. There are many things you can do to get a better response, and shouting sale really isn't the best thing, believe it or not. Did you know that when you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable? If you're trying to get people to remember your company, consider a jingle. We work with one of the very best jingle companies in the business, and we'd love to use music to help you grow your company. Learn more and hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us right now. We visit with him about once a month. We've got a financial expert on the line. He is America's Money Answers man. It's Jordan Goodman from MoneyAnswers.com. Jordan, how are you, sir?
Great to be with you, and Happy New Year, John.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Haven't talked to you since last year.
I know. It's been almost a month.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that happens at the end of the year, we got this little holiday, Christmas, in there, where there's a lot of people that are buying items for friends and loved ones. And sadly, they don't always spend money they have. Sometimes they use credit cards to get that stuff. And you were telling me before we went on the air that we set a record this last year, didn't we?
I would use more than the word sometimes. I would say extremely frequently that they did that, yes. So the numbers that we just came up with, The holiday season in 2016 was an all-time record high in the amount of things that people were buying, and the big growth is online. But online sales were up about 20% from 2015. It's kind of hard to spend cash online, John. You can't put a piece of, a dollar bill into your computer. So
No.
it was almost all by credit card. So right now in January, these bills are going to be coming in big time, and people are going to be shocked at how much they're paying in interest if they don't have the full amount. Something like 40% of the people revolve their balances every month. 60% paid off in full, 40% revolve their balances.
Revolving the balance, that means you're paying payments, but you're not paying the full amount. You're not getting it all cleared off. So that means you're actually paying the interest fees every single month.
Correct. So if you pay the minimum on your credit card, or even a little bit more than the minimum, and you're paying 18 or 25%, it's very, very expensive gifts. And even worse, John, are things that you consumed right away. I hate to pay interest on a meal I had a month ago,
Yeah.
or a vacation or something that's instantly disposable. But that's what's happened. Going into the season last year in December, about 40% of the people said they're going to go buy things knowing they don't have the money to pay the bills when they come in January. And now here we are in January, and the bills are coming in.
No, that's no good. So what kind of advice do you have as America's Money Answers man that maybe can help folks that are in a pickle right now? They've got these credit card balances stacked up. Is there something they can do to fix that?
A lot of things, yes. First thing, get better credit cards. Okay, they do not have to be putting up with 18 and 25% credit cards if they've got decent credit. Here's a free website to get the best deals, guidetocreditcard.com. Guidetocreditcard.com. And there's great deals to be had, John. Just get the ones that are best for you, the way you spend your money. If you want to get a trip, use frequent flyer miles with your favorite airline. If you're going to buy a GM car, get one that has GM points to it. If you want to go to Disney World, get Disney points. If you're going to buy things at Amazon, whatever it is, concentrate your spending on the place where you're getting the best bang for your buck. And if you don't want any of those frequent flyer programs, then do rebates. You can get as much as 5 or 6% back in cash on everything you spend. So that might be a good way to go. And even if you don't have great credit, you can still qualify for what's called secured credit cards, where you put up a certain amount of money, $1,000, whatever it is, and they give you a credit line for that amount, and you can reestablish your credit. So that's the first thing, John, is to get better credit cards than what you've got now. And again, that website to help people, guidetocreditcard.com. That's the first thing.
And I'm going to be putting a list of all of these websites on our Facebook page, too, to make it really easy. So if you're not taking notes right now, that's okay. You'll be able to find the list on our Facebook page just to make it really, really simple. So first is guidetocreditcard.com. What are some other things folks can do?
The second thing you can do is go to a non-profit credit counseling organization, because what they do is they've already got deals with all the credit card companies, with Bank of America, with Chase, with Citibank, and so on, to get your rates you can't possibly get on your own, maybe 6-7%, something like that. You would combine all your different credit card bills into one at a lower interest rate, and then you make one payment to them, and they pay the creditors, and in 2-3 years, depending on how the numbers work out, you can get out of debt completely. My favorite place there is called Cambridge Credit Counseling, and their website, cambridgecredit.org. Their phone number, 800-897-2200. They're currently helping about 1 million Americans get out of credit card debt that way. So there's about 7 million people signed up in the entire industry, which is called a DMP, a debt management plan. And there's a way of getting much lower interest rates instead of just paying the minimum. Get out from under this credit card debt. So that can help an awful lot of folks, John.
Very nice. And again, I'll have the website for that on our Facebook page as well.
And then the third one is debt settlement. So that's where you're not paying the full amount. You're paying 50 cents on the dollar, something like that. But it's a way of getting out from under this debt. Now, that's going to hurt your credit. If you do Cambridge Credit Counseling, that's going to be considered a neutral on your credit score. But if you debt settlement, it's going to hurt you, but you do get the debt kind of taken care of that way. My favorite place there is called Just Us Debt, JUSTUS Debt, justusdebt.com. They've also got a phone number, 877-244-0612. So they negotiate with the credit card companies to get you lower amounts that you less than full balance. And that's a way of getting out too. I mean, that's kind of more of a last resort, but for some people, debt settlement's the way to go.
And I'm going to have you say that website again because I started writing it down, but I don't know if I got it correctly. What is the website for that one?
It's Just Us Debt, JUSTUS debt.com, justusdebt.com.
So justusdebt.com.
And again, the phone number 877-244-0612.
And I've got the websites and the phone numbers written down. All of that will be on our social media to make it really simple and really easy. And I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Again, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man. Now, you've got books out there as well. If somebody maybe wants to, if they've made the New Year's resolution to say, I'm going to take this year, 2017, to kind of get my financial house in order, and they want to take that first step, is there a book that you would suggest, maybe one of the books that you have, that would be a really good place for them to start?
Well, the book I did on this topic is called Master Your Debt, Slash Your Monthly Payments and Become Debt-Free. And there's a website for that, too, which is master-yourdebt.com. Or they can always get it at moneyanswers.com as well, because I go into everything about debt, not only credit cards, but mortgages and health care debt and improving your credit score. There's just lots of things that people don't know about debt. So Master Your Debt kind of goes into that whole topic.
Well, very good. Jordan, thank you again for taking the time. I know it's funny. For those of you who don't know this, if you turn on the TV news and you're watching, almost any time they're talking about the topic of money, this guy is the guy that pops up on so many places. So it's just really funny to me. I'll be watching TV. I'm like, hey, it's Jordan Goodman. And then I'm like, I'm going to be talking to him next week. So that's pretty darn cool that you're slumming it and talking to me. So thank you for doing that.
Very good. Hardly slumming it. I love to help you listeners, John.
And again, we appreciate you taking the time. Jordan Goodman right there, America's Money Answers Man. I know we talked about a lot of stuff, so we're going to make it really simple and really easy. All of the info, links, and everything at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening.
John and Heidi.
When is the last time you changed the air filter on your furnace? Now, don't be embarrassed. That happens to a bunch of us. The furnace filter should be changed often. This will help your heating and cooling system run more efficiently, and it'll even extend the life of your system. Now, there's an easy way to make it happen. Filter Easy, a new subscription service that delivers your size filter right to your door on the schedule you choose. It's easy. Filter Easy. One less thing to worry about. Learn about a special offer available now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are no turkeys in Turkey. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, no turkeys in Turkey.
Huh.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Lincoln spoke for only 2 minutes at Gettysburg.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen the speech? It's really not a long speech.
Yeah, we have it framed.
407 years ago. Yeah, where is that?
It's upstairs.
Okay, so it doesn't, it's not a long speech. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Baseball is 3 times more popular than football.
Oh.
You'd never guess that because people are big fans of football, but baseball is actually 3 times more popular.
America's pastime.
As boring as baseball is, I just don't know. You sit there and
it seems
fall
to take
asleep.
forever,
The game's
and there's really...
Actually,
I prefer football.
I do enjoy going to a baseball game, though. There's something about it.
I like to sit outside and drink beer. I'm all for that.
That.
I don't necessarily need the game going on.
There's more to it than that. Maybe not for Heidi. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Shrek was the first movie to win an Oscar for Best Animated Film. I would have never guessed that. That's kind of cool. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cain is the name of the evil spirit in the movie Poltergeist. There you go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a couple of
and
fun.
I've seen Poltergeist many times, but I didn't know it was called Cain.
Now you know.
It's never said in the movie.
Probably somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, now you know. Huh. It's a fun fact for you on a Friday.
John and Heidi.
This is Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to radiolottopool.com and join today. Again, that website is radiolottopool.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Friday the 13th. Today is just kind of a weird day because there's some people that don't at all like Friday the 13th, and then there's people like my wife over here who
I love it.
One of her favorite times.
You know what? I actually want to clarify something. We were talking earlier about Poltergeist.
Yeah.
And the old man, the creepy old man that kept coming to the house, the preacher, he was called Cain.
Oh.
But I didn't realize he was supposed to be the evil spirit. I just thought he was
a creepy old man.
Well, no, I knew he was attached, but I didn't know he was the spirit that was in their house. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was one and the same.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
For those
now
of
I
you-
need to watch Poltergeist again.
For those of you just joining us, I apologize. Thank you, Heidi. Hey, can we get on to something else?
Sure.
Mark Salem is a mentalist. That is just a cool thing to be. Those like people who guess things. He makes a living toiling in mines. Know what you're thinking, that kind of stuff. Anyway, he says you have all kinds of advance warning on things like what people are going to do because you read their mind and you know what's coming up. So he says here, you can observe a lot by watching. So here are a couple things. Mismatched gestures. If your boss hand motions don't match what they're saying, they're trying to cover up. Like they're saying, I think you're doing a really good job, but he points at you after he says it, like, you're doing a really good job. And that doesn't match up. That might mean you're going to get fired in about 5 minutes. Tone shifts. Most people speak steadily, but pitch changes? Quickly correcting? Could be somebody that's lying and they're trying to cover because they don't want you to know that they're lying, and their voice could crack and there's all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so watch for those things. Avoidance or over-friendliness. If somebody's being like super duper friendly and they're not usually friendly, it's because there's something going on and you don't know what it is. So there are times that I've seen that happen. Where
Oh, yeah.
that happens with me. Like I'm late to pick you up or something, and then the whole time I'm just like being super friendly because I'm.
How was your day?
Hey,
was your day wonderful?
And I just don't want you to talk because I don't ask you questions because then you have a chance to say, you made me wait like 45 minutes. I did that one time. It was a bad day.
It was way more than 45 minutes.
It was bad.
It was
my battery on my
very
phone died, so I was
bad.
waiting for her to call, and she never called.
You are very lucky to still be standing upright after that one. That was horrible.
Okay, two other things we need to look at. False smiles. So if it's like they're putting on a fake smile, that could mean something. And then also eye darts. Like if they won't look at you, they keep looking away, that means there's something going on. So again, all of that from Men's Health. Mark Salem, the mentalist, told us all about it.
John and Heidi.
It's a new year, and many have made resolutions. Have you? If your resolution was to lose weight, you're not alone. This is the single biggest resolution every year. And every year, millions of people try, and many fail. I met a hypnotist that's been able to help people with this one. He can send you a weight loss hypnosis program on CD that you just listen to, and it's designed to help you reduce the cravings. It's available at a discount for our listeners right now at radiosavings.com. Get the weight loss CD program for just $50. That offer is available now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Have you ever lost? Well, you probably haven't because do you have a wallet? You don't really have a wallet, but have you ever lost like
it's
a
in my
purse?
purse.
Or have you ever lost that before?
No.
I have. It stinks. I
You
mean,
lost your
it's
purse?
I lost my
That's a
purse
shame.
once. No, my wallet, knucklehead. But a man lost his wallet 34 years ago, and he just got it back. Yeah, he lost it on a roller coaster at the fair in Arkansas, the Great Jones County Fair, 3 decades ago. And the thing was in a toilet. So there was $80 in it when he lost it. That turned up missing, but he found other things there: photographs, driver's license, check stubs. Would you want a toilet, or would you want a wallet back if it's been in a toilet for 34 years?
Well, after 34 years, you don't need it back.
Well, could
do
you just go
because
ahead
you
and-
already replaced everything.
You just
that
go
was
ahead
in
and
there.
burn that wallet. That's fine. I actually found a wallet in the street yesterday.
You did.
We were jumped in the car. We were leaving our house, and I get to the end of the driveway, and I open my door. Heidi's like, "What are you doing?" But there was a wallet laying in the street, and luckily it was a neighbor just like 3 doors up, so we were able to get it back to him. A young kid. And then last night he was walking around the neighborhood with a flashlight looking for all the other stuff.
That was Wednesday night, wasn't it?
I don't know what night it was.
It was
but
Wednesday.
I got a call from one of the neighbors. He was like, "Hey, there's
somebody in your
kid
yard with a
looking
flashlight."
around in your yard and a flashlight." So
I was all excited. I went and got my gun.
Yeah,
Didn't even get to use it.
I didn't let her shoot the poor kid. So like, he already lost his wallet. Don't shoot him too. All right, coming up, we got some more fun stuff on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
An American restaurant owner from the Middle East is mixing his Muslim faith and his love for the United States at the same time by wearing a red, white, and blue turban sent by his mother from India. This is kind of interesting.
Oh.
The restaurant owner says the turban represents something not American, but Middle Eastern. But I'm trying to tell people this is very American, red and white and blue. And he says, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say that without saying anything. and it seems to be working. Before he even received his new turban, he was getting nasty looks from people before that. And then as he started wearing this turban, he said, "It's a great nation where I see so many people with so much love. There are people on this planet who cannot love their fellow man because they're fighting for their next meal." So this restaurant owner is pretty excited to be able to be an American and
That's wonderful.
Spread a little patriotism with his red, white, and blue turban. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've never wore a turban before. I wonder.
I have not either.
I just think that would be. It looks like it would be hot, but maybe it's not. I don't know. You have to let me know if you wear a turban. Is it hot? Because it looks like it would be hot. I don't know.
I bet it's a very breathable fabric.
I don't know. Should we be talking about this? I don't exactly know. I don't know because right now I'm feeling like an idiot because I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So let's move on. We're going to talk in a moment about not good mood food. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
It's a new year, and many have made resolutions. Have you? If your resolution was to quit drinking or to kick a drug habit, we want to help. Our friends at Keystone can help you determine the best program for your particular needs. This is something that really matters to me. My father was an alcoholic. He lost his battle at age 49. That's just too young. If you're searching for help, I hope my friends at Keystone can help you find the help you're looking for. Call 844-204-1055. That's Keystone, 844-204-1055.
John and Heidi.
You ever have good mood food? Like food that just makes you happy?
All food makes me happy,
I think
which
that's
is
my
why I
problem,
have
too.
the problems I have.
If you're having a bad day at the office and they're ripping open a bag of potato chips and plopping on the couch, might want to rethink that strategy. These foods can destroy your mood. These are not good mood foods, Heidi.
Okay. What
Take
are
you
good
from
mood
a
foods?
good mood food to a bad mood food. It'll make you worse. Potato chips are not good. They're fried in oils, and all of that stuff can actually be a mood enhancement that's a negative mood enhancement.
Ah.
Yeah. Soda. It's no secret that soda is bad for you. You can even call it pop, and it's still not good for you. But if you run into this, or if you run to this for your comfort, you might experience a little less than happiness. The initial sugar rush will give you a high, but soon after, your mood will plummet, and so will your blood sugar levels from the crash. Next, margarine. I never would have thought of that.
I don't really think of that as a food. Who's
No.
sitting around eating a stick of margarine when they're depressed?
You had a really bad day. Wow. Anyway, it says it's made of inflammation-promoting industrial fats that are not good for you. So there you go. Bagels. They gained a reputation for being a health food, but they're really not, according to this story.
Well, of course they're not. They're nothing but carbs.
And
It's
a lot
bread.
of people smother them in cream cheese and butter and all kinds of other
Well,
stuff.
yeah, that's the
Because
only
who
way
eats
they're
just a
good.
plain old bagel? What you having? Just a bagel. What you putting on it? Nothing. Just a bagel. I mean, you never see that. You never.
No.
It's
Well,
always
no.
got stuff on it. And then the last thing on the list here that, according to the list, are not good mood foods are peanuts. Packaged salted peanuts are high in sodium, contain processed food additives, monosodium glutamate, that's MSGs, artificial flavoring, links to migraines and weakness and burning sensations and wheezing. What are you doing with
Burning
these peanuts?
sensation.
Where are you putting the peanuts? Maybe you're doing it wrong. Anyway, instead of peanuts, they say go for something that's got like omega-3s and whatnot, like walnuts, almonds, and Brazil nuts.
There you go.
There you go.
I love Brazil
Good
nuts.
mood foods. I do too. They're good.
so
and I like
yummy.
almonds. I love almonds. I don't know, maybe too much. Coming up in a minute, we've got some good news. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news. You ready for some good news, Heidi?
Always ready for some good news.
Very good. This is some good news, and I think this is really kind of cool. These emergency locks could save lives. They've developed some locks that they're utilizing at schools, and the thing that's interesting about these locks is, I'm going to turn my volume down. I gotta get better at doing this ahead of time. Trying to multitask right now. How's it going so far, Heidi?
Super. Very impressive.
They've got these different door locks, Barracuda lock security system.
Oh,
Anyway,
I've seen these.
have you seen the video?
Yeah.
There's a video online. I've got it, and it's just a bunch
Yeah.
of noise. I'm gonna turn the volume
job.
back down. There we go. But it's really cool because it goes under the door and then slides to the sides. And there's another thing that goes over the handle and cranks. Like, it's locking down this schoolroom. And these are being put in schools all around the country. And they're having like lockdown drills, and they're seeing how long, if there's something going on in the school where they need to lock down the room, how long does it take? And it's seconds. I mean,
that's
it's unbelievable.
fantastic.
So it makes it impossible for people to open the door. So once they put this in and they lock this thing down, you cannot get in. I mean, you're gonna have to cut through the door with like a big old saw. But they're saying this could be very, very helpful in a situation where there's something that happens at a school. And I would say, please get them for the schools, because
every school should have them.
If something happens and you don't have these because you go, oh yeah, the school board said no. How bad would you feel?
It's very sad that that's where we are today.
I know. When I was a kid, I probably shouldn't even admit this on the radio, but when I was a kid, I actually took a gun to school. We would go hunting after school, so we'd take guns. They were in the back windows of our pickup trucks. Yeah. I mean, all the time. And you can't do that now. There's no way. It doesn't. And even saying it out loud sounds funny now, because you're like, what? You would take a gun to school?
And there were never any issues, were there?
No, never ever. And nobody would ever thought to take it inside.
It's not a gun problem. It's a morality problem.
And I think we've got a lot of evil in the world right now. I mean, just a ton. So
and a lot of anger, which is
sad. Here's the thing.
Horrible.
If we would all treat others the way we want to be treated. I mean, treat people with dignity and respect and love. Even if you don't agree with them, treat them with love and dignity and respect. I don't agree with everybody. There are people I disagree with, but I still treat them with dignity and respect and love. And I think that's a good way to do it. So,
unless they're really an idiot. Then it's best to just walk away and bite your tongue.
Wonderful little, almost tear-jerking moment. And then Heidi started talking. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Hey, by the way, want to throw one quick reminder here. If you want to be one of our first Dear John letters, next Thursday is our first. We've already got a couple interesting ones. So if you've got a suggestion for
I'm glad
a question,
they're coming back. I missed Dear John letters.
Yeah, because she's always got the wise guy answers. So I get to be the straight man. She gets to be the funny one, just the way it works with John and Heidi. So if you want to submit a question, go to facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.